why don't we get into the news, such as Fastly has went down for a bit a few days ago. It caused the gov.uk website to go down, Amazon to go down, I believe, Twitch to go down, all sorts of websites to go down. And yeah, I'll be talking about that. I'll also be talking about the Anom sting operation. So yeah, so the FBI and the Australian, like the kind of Australian government they cooperated and they both did a sting operation to catch some criminals, which was good. So yeah, so we'll be talking about that as well. So yeah, so let's go to the first story about Fastly and their thing. So like things not going exactly well for Fastly. Recently, apparently a customer broke their broke their servers. So here was the article. So as you can see here, it broke Amazon, Reddit, and half of the internet, pretty much, yeah. As CNET says here. So basically what happened is they posted a blog. So an unnamed Fastly customer broke the service somehow. We don't really know how. I believe, yeah, so it triggered during a valid configuration change, which caused 85% of the network to return errors, which caused a lot of problems, and it made all sorts of websites to go out. It caused BBC, CNN, and the New York Times to go out. Twitter was still running, but the service that hosted the emojis went down. So all sorts of weird stuff started happening. And as you can see here, yeah, there was some weird stuff going on, and there was a 503 HTTP status code, which usually isn't a good thing, you know. That's usually when there's an internal error. So yeah, so there was loads affected, just like when the Cloudflare thing happened. I believe that was a while ago now, but when that went out, it caused a lot of the internet to break. And this kind of just shows how we need more decentralization in the web space, because we can't be trusting all these big providers that they're constantly going to be up. So we can't have society to be destroyed as soon as one company makes one mistake once. You see, that isn't sustainable at all. But hey, that is one story, so why don't we move on to the next one? Here's the thing about the Anom phone. The Anom, phone kind of scandal thing. Sting operation, I mean, not scandal. It was actually a good thing that the feds did this, because they caught all sorts of criminals in their tracks. So yes, yeah. So basically, Anom was a private messenger. Basically, they basically just hosted this messenger, and apparently they basically got criminals to tell other criminals to get these phones which contained Anom on it. And then it turns out they were actually, so these were in formats by the feds. So the feds told them basically to do this, and then they probably just sent these people to go straight to the criminals and then convinced them to use it. So yeah, and that was very successful, clearly. So yeah, but they of course wanted end-to-end encryption and all that stuff, but apparently they didn't check, and it turns out Anom was actually, being controlled by the feds. So there's been a load of people being arrested. They actually stopped a shooting from happening, I believe. So yes, it was very cool, I guess. So basically what I think they did was they shut down a bunch of the other services doing the exact same thing. And then they launched their own, and yeah, so they've totally shut down the website now, and they've monitored for like 3 years these criminals, and now they've got loads of them, and they're gonna like arrest them and put them in prison, which is good, I guess. And it's good to hear that it's more than just catching drug dealers, it's actually catching people who could actually like kill people who are planning to. So yeah, that's good. I think this is a good thing overall. So yeah, but it does show how you can't really trust any company really. So yeah, that is one more of the story. But overall, I think this is a good story. So yeah, we have learned that El Salvador is now going to become the first country to adopt crypto as a legal tender, so you can pay your taxes using crypto. You can go into shops and pay with crypto. And if you've got the technical ability to, you will have to accept crypto, and that's great. So they're partnering with Strike to build modern infrastructure using Bitcoin technology. So I think this will help a lot of El Salvadorian people to get on the digital finance and stuff. So they'll finally be able to use some better digital financing tools. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure about the person who's in charge. I'm not saying they're a good person or a bad person, but overall, this is a pretty good decision from them to accept Bitcoin as a legal tender. And they said that apparently quite a lot of people send home money to El Salvador, and apparently they get 10% or more of international transaction fees, so this could cut out those transaction fees, and that would be great for them. So yeah, overall this is really nice, and it could help Bitcoin become more standard, and hopefully one day Bitcoin becomes more of a global currency, and maybe hopefully they adopt stuff like Ethereum as legal tender. But hey, it's looking good for Bitcoin. Of course, this show isn't financial advice or anything, but it is looking good for Bitcoin recently. So yeah, so that is one story, and they announced this at the Bitcoin 2021 conference in Miami. So yeah, this is what the president had said, and yeah, I'll take him at his word about this, because it's going into law, and it could go into law in 2 months' time. So hey, if you're in El Salvador, you might be in El Salvador watching this, well, you could be paying your taxes in Bitcoin soon. So that'll be very exciting for you. So WWDC, why not WWDC? Because that's always fun to talk about, and yeah. It's always a nice thing that happens, you know. Apple talk about all the developer stuff. But yeah, they announced iOS 15, iPadOS 15, macOS Monterey, WatchOS 8, tvOS 15, and I watched this event. It was very nice, and yeah, they announced new features with messages, I believe. They said that FaceTime is now coming to the web. I believe it's facetime.apple.com now to get it if you're not on Mac or an iOS device or whatever device. You can finally get it on all devices using the web version. So even if you're a scoundrel who uses Android like me, then you can still access FaceTime on your phone. How nice. How nice that Apple graced us with this. Anyway, they also announced macOS Monterey with some updates. I might not go over all the updates. So yeah. But they're gonna allow... Yeah, they're gonna do all sorts of cool stuff. You're gonna now be able to alert people, so you can now set do not disturb for your messages, so everybody knows whether you are going to actually be able to be talked to. And then if you're not available, then they're gonna go like, this person's not available in messages. And then if you really urgently need them, then you can nag them using the button that lets you notify them, even if you have do not disturb turned on. So that's very nice. Of course, there's some nice new continuity features. So now you can drag things between your iPad, iPhone, and Apple stuff, you know, just like magic. Of course, it's not magic, but it's still pretty cool and neat. I've seen it and on, their thing, and it looked really nice. So you can drag and drop files between devices right next to each other. Really nice, and they don't even need to be paired or anything. No Bluetooth pairing. Very nice, very nice. So yeah. And there's a load of features. You should really read up on this. Yeah, but several features aren't available for Intel-based Macs. But anyway, also they announced tvOS updates, new Apple TV stuff, and a new remote, which is really nice. iCloud Plus that allows you to hide your email. They also announced that you can now proxy your basically they now have a VPN service that allows you to browse the web using that, I believe. And so why don't we talk about the OnePlus CE? So that's a new phone that's came out. So the OnePlus CE is packed with lots of new features. OnePlus just announced it. Not new features, but a new price. £300. It's not available in the US. I'm sorry for the people in the US, but you can't get it. Sad face. But hey, it's good for us British people and people in India and people in Europe and people in, wherever that you can get it. I know I have a very international audience, so yeah. So that's nice, I guess, if you like that kind of stuff. Oh, okay. I got a tip. That's really nice. Yeah, no problem. That's really nice. Thank you for the tip. That's a really big tip, man. Really, thank you for that. So yeah, I think that's the end of the tech news. So why don't we finish it there? So why don't we stop the recording